So I have done part 1 and part 2 because there are people that love them, so I thought why not let's do a third one. So here it is. If you enjoyed this series, stay tuned because I'll be making more for this series. Do you still read a manga called Solo Leveling? Or do you read one that's called The Solo Level in a fantasy world? If not, this manga will be a good read for you. It is a story about a man who wants to conquer alone, without joint parties or guilds to train his skills, and met for him. All I want to tell you is that you gotta check it out because it's exciting and it's fun. At least for me. This is, an action fantasy manga or manhwa. Based on the manga, will be focused on how the main character likes solo leveling with twists and turns. So let's get started. Number 10. Gangnam Dokkaebi. I can't really say I like it, but it is something a bit different from the cookie cutter, isekai, and tower manhwas coming out lately. I have very neutral feelings about it. The Dokkaebis, man-eating creatures who are bound by rule, they can only act to help people, are now allowed to hunt down students. Damn, that's weird. Students are going missing left and right, and Kimok, a student who is also one of the only 44 people in the world with the blood of gold, is now in a fight for his life against these supernatural beings that wait for his blood to empower themselves. It's a survival-based manhwa where the MC gets powers from another person, like in Solo Leveling, where the MC gets power from the Shadow Monarch. It's a fun read. Number 9. Dark Hunter. Hunter is based on the time travel and fantasy genre. The MC was betrayed and killed, but he time traveled to the past and now he seeks revenge on them. For another world isekai lovers, this one will be the best one. Personally, I am isekai and a revenge type story fan, so I love it. It has this amazing feel to it that drove me to wanting to read it more. But there was a problem, which was that the main character is overpowered and his companions are too, but there could be some work done on it for improving the other characters, not just the main characters. Story and the art is really good, but the characters are really bad. But overall, it's quite interesting story, to be honest, that I would definitely recommend it to you guys. Gotta try it, man. Number 8. Way to be the Evil Emperor. I have dipped into a good amount of manga where there's cultivation and the world is a martial arts playground where the main character rules, but I must say that this really didn't disappoint me. The story is based on an interesting topic, even though the topic itself isn't unique to this story about an MC dying and then being reincarnated and having a system. That's nothing new, and I've read better stories with similar topics, but there's still something about this manga that just pulls me in to read it. Just like how I read Solo Leveling, even though it's the same old reincarnation in a martial arts world, it's interesting because of its ability to move between worlds and gain new powers every time, but if the translation was better, this would have been an amazing manga. I don't like spoiling, so check it out yourself, man. Number 7. The Supreme System. As long as there is overpowered MCs with a system, then that manga is kinda like Solo Leveling in my terms, so this manga is also kinda similar to that. Started off well enough, same thing as so many other Mighty System stories. The MC is deprived of his cultivation. He dies and a kid from Earth transmigrates to his body with a mysterious energy from a new system called CNNBBC. A common Earth boy got a time travel and was reborn in an alien land, where he started his journey to grab the treasure, practice the most powerful martial arts, and get to the peak of his life. There's one thing I don't like about it, it's the design. I hope they fix that. Number 6. Taming Master. The plot is quite basic, but it is quite well mastered. Pretty great actually. Jin Sung may look like your average college student, but in the harsh VR world of Kalian, he is Ian, a mighty level 93 archer. So when he suddenly resets his character, everyone thinks he's totally nuts. What they don't realize is that Jin Sung has unlocked a powerful new hidden class. Now, taming monsters is tough, and leveling up is a slog, but when his VR-loving teacher threatens to fail him, Jin Sung has just 2 months to level up and achieve glory as the one and only Taming Master. If you like overgeared and solo leveling kind of stuff, then I definitely recommend this one. Number 5. My Dad is Too Strong. Read this if you want a lighthearted manga about an overpowered dude simply vibing after being brought to his original life after reincarnation. The story is fun to read and utterly hilarious at times. It's lighthearted for the majority, only taking a serious tone during situations which require it. While it doesn't have any particular flaws worth pointing out, the whole manga is just average. There isn't anything particularly special about it, however, it isn't completely boring either. Really amazing story with a unique plot. Imagine adding solo leveling and a hardcore martial arts manga together and you get this. You gotta check it out, yo. Number 4. Legend of the Northern Blade. Another one here that I like so much. It is like that weak to badass manga, you know? The story was boring at first, but a few chapters later, it is one of my favorite martial arts stories out there. The MC is really special because he's able to understand the problems in their world unlike other MCs, which really makes him 10 times better than normal. The surprising part is how well done it is. You feel his frustration at being kept under guard all the time and having to hide his skills, else he'd be killed. His interactions with these guards who mistreat him and the other martial artists whose kids look down on him. You end up really rooting for the guy to come out on top. And even if he isn't anywhere, okay, you know what? He's not even there yet at all, so. But still, you root for him anyway. I highly recommend this one. Number 3. The max level hero has returned. You guys have seen this name on the channel before. The beginning is quite refreshing for an isekai type manga to some. I'm definitely overestimating this manga, but to me, it was absolutely amazing. It's just like your average story. Weak guy trains, gets strong powers. That's exactly what I like about it. It doesn't skip over certain topics that makes you think, wait a minute, how did that even happen? It's got good pacing, it's good. It's not that bad, nor is it too good. Entertaining, sure, and if you run out of good things to read, then, just give it a try. Even though it's in the top 3, but there's a reason I put it in top 3, man. It's just overall a very, very well-made manga. And the MC is pretty OP too, and he's hiding it. And because, he's facing a bunch of different problems, but it's all good. And the art is also pretty good, so yeah. Number 2, Return of the Frozen Player. This is one of the best mangas out there with the OP MC that hides his power. This is comic generic and cliche, but it's actually well done. If you're a fan of solo leveling or want to get into that type of medium without reading 140 plus chapters, then this is the right manga. An interesting way to tell a story about Gates' levels and skills. The main character is interesting and I appreciate the fact that he has a clear goal. For all of the chapters released now, the main character has made his goal extremely clear, and he takes no detours or distraction while trying to achieve his goal. His personality isn't uncommon per se, but it doesn't make it any less enjoyable. This manga also has a pretty good comedic timing too. Number 1. The Servant is the Demon King? One of the best mangas that I've ever read, and it will be on the top of my bookmark forever. I like the fact that the MC is ruthless and hides his powers. As the Demon King, Zuo uses his knowledge and power, collected over millennia, to defeat all foes, until the day he is betrayed. With his last breath, the Demon King merges to reincarnate, but into the body of a puny young servant. Wow, that was anticlimactic. The MC is merciless to his enemies and kind to his allies, yet never fully trusting. The art is amazing and is absolutely addicting of a read. Comparing to other cultivating mangas, manhwas is very interesting and engaging on a higher level than many of the other mangas, comparing to Solo Leveling. And the begging after the end, this is around 9 out of 10 for me, and even 9.5 at least for me. This is one of my favorite mangas of all time, and it is one of them that you just can't get over, and it gets ya, man. It gets ya. Kind of like Solo Leveling. That's all for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Part 4 is also coming, so stay tuned. If you do, well, give this video a like, share it with your friends, your family, and your neighbors too. And also subscribe for more Top 10. Stay safe and take care. My name is Zita Khan, and I am the voice of the voiceless. See you next time, folks. Peace.